Yo, how we doing today, my people? How we doing? Welcome back to the channel. I hope you're having a great Friday, of course, like always. I know that it's been an insane week right now with the stocks we're watching, right? A lot of volatility has been going on. And I'm going to get into today some information on what, a short squeeze play entails and whatnot, and what happens in a short squeeze. Because if you're in AMC, you should be in it because it's a short squeeze play, right? That it was the original theory. And so I'm going to touch on that and where I think we're at right now currently. And then I'm also going to go over, information on Lucid. Again, more bullish news on Lucid. We got information on Bitfarms a little bit, and then we got information on Loopring, okay? As Loopring is a crypto and it's bringing new technology to the world, and I saw a article that came out from Bloomberg actually. So that to me is a big sign, right, that people are actually adapting and looking into what the future technology can do for us, okay? And the more that the public, gets the knowledge and they educate themselves, I think the better the adoption, and the faster we can move with that. All right, so let's get into some things here. Before we get into the charts and all that stuff, guys, let me show you some things here, okay? Cool. And hopefully you guys have some fun plans this weekend, right? De-stress a little bit after this wild ride. And I'm really hoping you didn't get faked out and you didn't sell your AMC, guys, because I think actually we're closer and in a better position now to squeeze. And let me tell you why. All right, let's pull up some stuff here. First off, this is the current information off Vortex that I could see. They are borrowing more shares, guys, adding to their position, adding more shorts. There's more shorts coming in, right? So that's what I'm saying. There's a higher possibility because shorts are increasing their positions. Utilization's at 76% or 70, yeah, 76. Days to cover 2. And what I want to point out, guys, when we had that run, right, we went from 18 to 72 in that one day, the days to cover was at 1.68, okay? So pay that attention to that. What do you think we're at right now? Almost 2, right? 1.91. So it's actually higher, guys, than it was, right? So that is the same. The current free float percentage 18, and then the estimated short interest is 17. Okay, that's how we know that it's going up, right? And the shorts are still in it. They haven't covered, right? And how do they always keep getting these shares, guys? What I keep digging into here, what I keep finding is that the specialists and market makers have enough shares in their inventory to sell you, right? As a buyer, buyers come in, because they can always borrow them from someone else, okay? Somebody is always willing, especially the big dogs right now that have 30 million, 40 million. I'm pretty sure they're lending these shares out because they want to make the small profits on the side, all right? And cool. So what, a short squeeze is a trading term that happens when a stock that is heavily shorted. So I'm going to give you examples of a short squeeze, right? And some kind of catalyst, right? Some kind of catalyst which brings a lot of new buyers, right? So the way I'm looking at this, guys, is going to be based off a margin, right? So today, there actually was a lot of volatility. A lot of stocks went down, right? It wasn't just AMC. AMC is doing what the market is doing because it follows the market right now. It got added to all these ETFs, all these folders, right? There was a hedge fund that announced that they closed out their 2,000 shares they were short, right? And they said they were doing it through an ETF, guys. So we don't even know the real short interest because a lot of it is through the ETFs. So they're shorting the ETFs, which shorts the AMC stock, right? So what I want to keep, touching on here is this happens when a stock is being bought up and the shorts are now forced to cover positions. Okay, we know that. We know, if you don't know what a short squeeze is that these investors, these not investors, but these traders are short selling a stock, which means they're borrowing stock that's not theirs and they're selling it into the pool, okay, to make it bigger, right? So and they're hoping that they're selling pressure and they're hoping that the price comes down. That's how they make their profit, when the price comes down, okay? And then they hope to buy it back at a cheaper price. So if they bought it at 40, they want to buy it back at 30 to make a $10 profit, okay? Just a quick example of what a short squeeze is basically. So I'm going to give you these ones right here because in my opinion, guys, I think that, and I'm not a financial advisor, I always, remind you guys of that you don't have to do what I do. I'm just telling you what I do in the markets and what I'm looking at. All right. But what was I saying? So short squeezes happen in different ways, guys, at different time frames. They don't all happen the same way. Okay. But generally there is some things that you got to pay attention to. And why they happen is because of a catalyst. Okay, so if an account is trading on margin, they're basically trading on credit, right? So there is hedge funds out there that trade on credit, so they don't have to put any money down, and they're thinking they're gonna, make the profits and pay that back, right? So what we want to pay attention to is the margin right now. A lot of accounts went down today, guys. So basically, what you have to pay attention to with the margin is if you can get two different kinds of margin calls, and I'll get into that. But let me show you these quick examples of short squeezes, right? So this is DRYS, and I'm gonna pull this, make it bigger. As you can see, there was a dip before the rip, okay? And what I always notice is that's usually what happens, guys. And this is the dip of the dips, right? If you got faked out right here on this is basically a ladder attack. 1, 2, 3. Like I always say, there's always 3 legs that go on into it. And that's what happened right there, all right? In my opinion, that's what it looks like. Oh, shoot. Okay, well, I closed that, but shoot, let me show you. I remember where it is. Okay, so AMC or examples of a short squeeze. Warrior trading, right? Sorry, guys, I accidentally closed that. So here we are. This is a Tesla squeeze, right? So the Tesla squeeze happened in a longer time frame, right? It took a lot longer, but once it happened, watch. What do you think happened? There was a dip before the rip, right? A dip. Look at this dip right here. Look at this sell off. Imagine selling off right here, right? Because you got scared and you missed out on all this. So that's basically what I'm trying to explain to you with why they say AMC can go parabolic, basically, right? So we'll go back. And then there's another one that we can go about right here. Where did it go? I think I skipped it, but okay, the Volkswagen squeeze, guys. Look at this. Run up, and then it dumped, right? And then what happened? Boom. And that's when they cover. So what I'm saying is that we have a higher chance because these guys want to cover at the lowest price possible to make this thing explode, right? And then FOMO kicks in and all that stuff. So the $40, $30, $50 price range doesn't matter in the long term. We know if you're here for the short squeeze and the price is gonna go who knows to what, right? They have to pay back right now currently at least 93 million shares, guys, at least, at minimum. That's not including the synthetics that everyone talks about being out there, right? So I just want to give you examples of different short squeezes, right? And what they look like. And you typically get this dip before the rip. I'm just showing you what usually happens. Boom, they shorted it and then they covered, right? And these are different, they're not all just GameStop. They're not just the Volkswagen one, right? There has been different squeezes that happen throughout the years, all right? And I'm going to go over to this section right here because, again, right, this is the normal trading zone. So what you see with AMC, that the normal trading zone right now is like between 50 and 30, right? I would say it doesn't usually stay under 30 for very long. So you see this move comes down. This is most likely where we're at right now, guys, right? And then blast off, right? You run it. And we know what's happening behind the scenes, right? And what you see, again, look, a dip and then a rip, right? So that's what I think we are seeing right now currently with AMC, that nasty dip that they caused, right? And here's the candidates, right? So high short interest, and anything is considered high when it rises above the 20% mark. I know that AMC used to be around 22, 20, it's around 17, but that's the reported one. We don't know the real one, right? We don't have all the information that we need. Low floats, of course, increased volume and volatility. What did we say? What's happening right now, guys? And then a trapped majority, right? So we've been talking about the days to cover, and that's where I think that comes into play, right? So I just wanted to point that out, right, for where we're at with the short squeeze. And then let me show you this. I think people forgot about this chart, but this is what's called a parabolic arc pattern, and you get this nasty rip, right? It looks very similar. This is AMC back in when it was at 43, went to 75. Okay, this was the big rip in June. So you see this, it comes down, and then what happens? Boom. It's a fake out, guys. So it's a huge fake out. I think this is kind of what we're seeing right now with AMC, right? This dramatic fall where it goes down. Look at this, to the beginning, Guys, I can show you this right now. No. I can show you this on the chart right here, guys. Look, daily. Where are we at right now? Where it all started. Where did it start? This last support line, okay? It usually touches that and then it's off, okay? And we see the higher volume. We're at 66 million volume with AMC right now. And the last couple things on AMC I'm gonna talk about, guys. It's freaking what is this? This doesn't make sense, right? So you're saying there was 381 inflow. That's in millions of dollars that are coming into the stock. And it's down -4%. How the heck does that make sense when there is more money coming in and the stock price is going down? All right, I really don't understand that, right? I don't know how to explain that to you guys either. But if we see on the chart here, guys, what I'm saying is there's going to be this dip and then a big rip, right? And I'm just bullish on AMC, guys. I love it. It's my favorite stock, right? And sorry, that's just what I'm saying and seeing on and what I'm hoping for, right? I don't think we can go lower than this. There is a lot of support every single time we come down and touch this right here. We're solid. We see buying pressure come in. And what I want to show you again is the order books, guys. Look at this crap, right? So I'm gonna bring these up. This is Lucid, and as you can see, and I took these today throughout different times of the day, okay, just to show you guys. This is the algorithmic trading. How is it that all these match and they're just walking down the price? And then you go to Lucid, and then it looks more normal, right? You see people buying 24 shares, 10 shares, 7 shares, somebody 1,000, somebody selling 6,000, right? So you see it looks like different numbers. And I'm just going to show you these. Lucid again. You know, it's more of a variety, right? That's just what I pay attention to in the order book. And then you see the ping pong with AMC right here again. Ping pong. 100. This is so fake, guys. In my opinion, the price action is so fake. It's not looking realistic, right? And this is Lucid. And it looks normal, right? Random. That one is probably an algorithmic trade right there. But you see random numbers, and yeah, that's crazy to me, guys. Like, this is what we've been paying attention to, right? So next, let's move on to Lucid, guys. You know, AMC is just, we gotta wait and see next week what happens. Oh, you know what? I did forget one thing: margin calls. All right, margin calls. Margin calls are initiated either through the broker or actually the federal is what it says right here, right? The Fed can also do a margin call. And what is a margin call? It's when this allows investors to borrow money, like I was saying, from the brokerage and buy stocks with money, which is basically like credit, okay? And watch, I want to touch on this right here. A margin call is a notification from the brokerage investor to deposit cash, transfer ineligible securities, or sell stocks to raise a specific amount of money within a period of few days, right? Margin calls typically occur because the value of the securities in the account has declined, reducing the investor's equity. When the ratio of the equity in the investor's margin account is the total value, it falls below the brokerage minimum account level, the maintenance margin established by regulators and exchanges, a margin call occurs. There are 3 main types. So federal initial exchange calls, maintenance calls, or brokerage calls, right? So there's 3 ways that can happen. Okay, so remember that. There is, the Fed regulators, FINRA, and individual exchanges. It's the ones who set it. And it takes, I had seen that it takes, right here, it must be met. That triggers an exchange call, which must be met within 2 days. So the most that I saw is it could take up to 4 days or 5 days, right? They have up to that time, depending on what kind of margin call they got. And I'm not going to go into the math of it, but this is a long article, guys. Day traders, margin call is calculated, right? And then avoiding a margin call. The simplest ways to avoid is to not use borrowed funds and to not buy stocks with limit purchases, whatever cash is in the account. While many brokers will want to set up new accounts as margin accounts from the start, investors are under no obligation to use that account, all right? You can't use a margin with options either, okay, guys? And so what time do they go out right here? Most brokerages will notify investors of margin calls before trading opens on the morning of the day of after the equity in the account fell below the minimum threshold. So we wouldn't see margin calls realistically until Monday morning, right? And then they're going to have a few days to come up with the money. And yeah, that's all I want to touch on AMC, guys, right? I know that there was a lot of information there, but I definitely just need to get this out, guys, and show you the facts because I know a lot of people are panicking, right? So let's move on to Lucid, guys. And today, right, we had a pretty even day. I mean, of course, it reacted to the bad news, the drop. The whole market, right, has been going down. So we saw this drop, but then it recouped. And I drew this rectangle yesterday because I wanted to see. I thought that was the base, right? I got rid of my put options yesterday, and now I got shares, right? So when it fell right here, you know, I was like, okay, this is the bottom. So I added a few more shares, all right? And now we're making its way back up. Again, this was the mean ladder attacks. It always looks the same, like 1, 2, 3, right? And then this was probably just people panicking and then consolidation and other institutions loading up and whatnot. And so we can look at the order flow here. And let me pull up the order flow, guys. So you had 783 versus 773. A lot of large orders, like I said, that was right here, that was happening right here, and that was probably happening right here. So they were picking up shares, the large institutions. Medium 435 versus 435, that's dead even. And then small was 342 versus 338. So even retail, like I said, was adding to their positions like I did. So I mean, to me, this is holding up pretty strong, right? That move was big, right? When we went from 22 all the way to 58, $60, remember? So we're just gonna zoom out here, show you what's going on the daily. And you see this bounce here, okay? So it's just been the market that's dragging it down and all that stuff. So I'm still thinking this is good, right? It's gonna go up over time. And then I'm gonna show you, well, besides that, it closed out at 47.27, down -2%. With volume at 76 million, right? And then I have this article that came out on why Lucid CEO thinks he can take on Tesla. And that's because he already worked with Tesla, right? When he first started out, he helped build one of the Tesla cars. And Lucid now has a $78 billion market cap as of 2 p.m. on Thursday, and has only delivered just a handful of cars to close the year. So this one is not really a bullish or bearish article. They're kind of just giving you some facts right now, right? And it's talking about the reservations that we've gone over, 17,000. And, you know, the chief executive, he's very confident. He's saying that he can deliver, you know, a certain amount, right? And he's not going overboard, in my opinion. He's just giving you what a realistic target that he wants to hit. And the goals, right? So wants more people to drive electric cars. He believes Lucid's first vehicle, the Lucid Air, will deliver on that. And the initial results of our efforts of Lucid Air, which carries with it means to accelerate the adoption of electrification while redefining luxury in the automotive market, he said, right? So right now, only EVs are only 2.5 penetration in the US, right? And 4% globally. So think about that too, right? How bullish this can be for Lucid in the long run. He's expecting the segment to grow 5% annually. He said Lucid sits at the intersection of a number of factors that could drive the company forward, right? And he cites the company's technology as driving force behind its eventual success. He does not call out Tesla by name, but he's not so subtle about the company he's taking aim at. So the road ahead, right? Tesla delivered more than 600,000 vehicles globally in the US through the first 3 quarters in 2021. Lucid has booked essentially no revenue from selling cars, but it does expect that to change in the 4th quarter. So remember, we're currently in the 4th quarter right now, right? So there's that on Lucid, guys. That's all I got. So I actually want to move on to Bitfarms real quick. And not much going on with Bitfarms today, guys. it did bounce, like where I told you guys that it would come on the video yesterday. I told you that it would bounce off this if it broke this support, and it did exactly that, right? So that's just what, again, what charting helps you with to pay attention to is these support lines and resistance lines and the demand zones and the supply zones, right? That's what you want to pay attention to. We're going to zoom out a little bit and look at these. I mean, it's just been in a constant downfall, guys. So that only lasts so long, right? I mean, right now the whole market is down, guys, and we should be able to see some kind of reversal here in the next week or two, I think, guys, right? And if there is information that comes out that's positive, you know, that with the vaccines and whatnot and keeping control of that new variant, then if people relax, then you'll see the market come back up. I'm not really worried about it, right? So yeah, that's just, you know, of course we're looking for this move back up at least to this price action next week. You never know what happens. You know, Bitcoin and crypto tends to do good over the weekend, in my opinion. So you never know what could happen. But yeah, you want to see this bounce hard here and start to make this reversal, okay? Because we've been in this downtrend. We can see it. You know, I first initially thought it was going to be a bear flag, right? Or sorry, a bull flag, which was going to break out somewhere around here to the upside now, but it's just continuing to fall, guys. So I'm just holding my shares, guys. Like I said, I want to see where it's at next year. Right now is a good time to average down, average in, buy shares if you'd like. You know, that's the way I look at it. With these big red days, I've learned they're just called more like sales, right? They're on sale. So if you want to buy shares, there's an opportunity for you. And let's go over Loopring, guys, right? So Loopring right now, it is on a downtrend again. So we're at 239, all right, currently. Let's look at the day chart. Yeah, you could see it's negative 9%, just like everything else, right? In my opinion, the big hedge funds are taking money out of crypto to meet the margin calls, you know, per se, to meet certain things, right? And I think that's why you see crypto also falling. And for the month, it's still up, guys. Like Loopring had this big move, and now it's consolidating. It's trying to make its way back up. We're on this low, so I could see it, you know, getting some volume and coming back up, guys. You know, making its way back up to $3. The market cap fell a little bit. Volumes at 402 million, and there is more people buying again, right? They're taking advantage of the dip and buying more coins because there isn't many left, guys. And then here we go. This is the article I was talking about that came out from Bloomberg, guys. I mean, Bloomberg's a big deal, and they're saying that, you know, blockchain tech promises to ease Ethereum's growing pains. So they're actually talking about how, you know, Loopring can help Ethereum with a lot of its, you know, issues that it has, and making it cheaper and easier to build the dApps and to use the applications. Okay, it's a really good article, and this guy's saying, you know, that's where is where we're headed with Ethereum. Okay. Networks like Ethereum might only be directly used for large transactions in the future, with the bulk activity happening on the layer 2, right? So remember that Loopring is built on the layer 2 of the Ethereum network. And there's a bunch of other ones that are built on there as well. And it's just talking about, this is what I want to point out too. So layer 2 growth is about $7 billion, guys. So ever since here July, you see this uptick. And you start to see more money coming into it, right? So they're trying to invest money so that it'll start advancing faster, all right? It's up to 7 billion from just 48 million, guys. Wow. A lot of money coming in. And like I said, that's why I'm very bullish on Loopring, guys, because there is a lot of things that it can help with in the crypto world, right? And yeah, so this one is pretty bullish, I would say. And today Ethereum could be viewed as the Manhattan middleman. Ooh, this is the last thing I gotta say. Could be viewed as Manhattan in the middle of the 17th century, said the CEO. Farms and manufacturers are all producing there. What we are doing is we are the skyscraper technology that uses the same footprint and now serves many, many, many people. We think this can be this can be built to any height as needed. Okay, right? So right now is like getting in really, really early, guys. If you're into crypto, it's like you're getting in really, really early. And yeah, remember there's this nasty dip before the rip, guys. So you just have to hang in there. That's what the diamond hands are for, because it doesn't matter what the current price is right now, guys. Like we say, the apes say, right, when it comes to a short squeeze, it's all about the end result. And this is not over, guys. You could see that this is not over with this. Let's zoom in here. With this push, right? This push proved it today. And yeah, guys, I mean, not much else to say. I gave you all the information that I could, and hopefully you enjoy your weekend and get to kick back a little bit and de-stress. I know that if you're watching the charts this week, your head was spinning. At least, you know, mine was. And yeah, guys, I'll catch you in the next video. Thank you to the new subscribers as always. I appreciate you guys, and I will do, you know, my part by bringing you guys the best information that I can and the best analysis, right? Okay, so thank you guys. Later.